State laws and insurance regulations can be a very heavy chapter. And for a lot of you guys, it's the most important chapter. It can make up for about a third of your final exam. And that's what today's video is all about. I'm going to be breaking down state laws that are relevant for all 50 states. Now, I'm Ashley Flint. I've personally taken and passed over 20 different state insurance licensing exams. Not because I had to, but because I'm on a mission to be the best insurance licensing instructor, coach, and tutor in the industry. I aim to understand these exams better than the test makers themselves. Now, if you're interested in private tutoring or structured studies packages, please send me an email at info@imagineinsuranceconcepts.com. Now, we're going to get into our lesson here, but please be sure to stay to the end because I am going to test you just like I do with all my calls, all my videos. I like to test my students and make sure that you've learned something from the material that I'm teaching you. We all know agents need a license to sell insurance, but what do insurers need? What's their version of a license? It is called a certificate of authority. You're going to see the word appointment on your state exam, and it does not mean what you think it means. It's not talking about your appointments with your clients. It's talking about the relationship with the insurance company that appoints you to sell insurance on their behalf. The exam often asks, who can cancel an appointment to sell insurance? The answer is only the insurance company. Only the insurance company can make or cancel an appointment. Only the State Department could make or cancel a license. Let's talk about 3 very important unfair trade practices: twisting, misrepresentation, and boycott, coercion, or intimidation. Twisting, I always say, you're twisting my arm into replacing this policy. This is when you're giving an incomplete or unfair comparison of 2 products to convince a customer to drop their coverage and purchase yours. So twisting deals with replacement. Misrepresentation is just a lie. It's a lie in its most basic form. So I tell you the sky is purple, you're telling me the sky is blue, I've told you a lie. That's a misrepresentation. It does not need to be intent. A lie with intent then becomes fraud. Now, boycott, coercion, or intimidation, if you are being asked about this, you will no doubt see the word monopoly in the question. This is when you're attempting to restrict fair trade or create a monopoly, usually by force. Another very important unfair trade practice is rebating, sometimes called an inducement. Now, rebating is a bribe. Hey, Mr. Customer, I'll give you half my commission if you purchase this insurance product. That is considered rebating, and in most states, it's not allowed. Some states allow a certain dollar amount, but make sure that you read through your state laws and understand what exactly is allowed and is not allowed when it comes to rebating. A lot of students get defamation mixed up with misrepresentation on the exam, and I understand why, because they are both lies. But defamation is a lie about a person or a business. XYZ insurance company never pays their insurance claims. That's a great example of defamation. It's important to note that when you accept a premium payment from a customer, you are not acting as an agent. Well, you are acting as an agent, but for the purpose of the exam, you are not acting as an agent, but rather you are acting as a fiduciary, which means that you're acting responsible for somebody else's money. Let's talk about who you are allowed to share commissions with as an agent. You are only allowed to share commission with somebody that has the exact same line of license that you're receiving the commission on. So, for example, if a person with a casualty license only refers you a property policy, you would not be able to share commission with them because they don't also have a property license. So what happens when an agent passes away or becomes disabled and they're unable to collect on their commission? At that point, the head of your state insurance department is going to issue the surviving spouse or court-appointed representative a temporary license. Now, it's important that you guys know a temporary license does not allow you to sell, solicit, or negotiate insurance. It just allows you to collect on that commission, wrap up business. Now, you will want to make sure every state's a little bit different on how long their temporary license is valid for. If you're struggling to find out how long your temporary license is valid for, please shoot me an email at info@imagineinsuranceconcepts.com. I am happy to get you your answer. And finally, I'd like to talk about the Guarantee Association. The Guarantee Association is designed to step in and pay claims in the event that an insurance company becomes insolvent, which basically means that they're deadbeat. They can't afford to pay their obligations. Insurance companies really can't just bounce and file for bankruptcy the same way other companies can, because they've already made commitments to customers that have already paid premiums. So the Guarantee Association is designed to step in and protect policyholders from insolvent insurers. But, and this is a very important but, I want you to think about it like Fight Club. We do not talk about it. We do not use it to advertise, solicit, negotiate, or sell insurance. And that's a common exam trap. Now that we've talked about all of our unfair trade practices, let's practice. Offering a client half of your commission if they purchase your insurance product best describes A, twisting, B, coercion, C, rebating, or D, defamation. Take a guess at what you think the correct answer is. If you guessed rebating, you are absolutely correct. And I will say, sometimes on the exam, rebating will not be an option, but inducement will be an option. Inducement, they're talking about the same thing. You are bribing your customer to purchase your insurance policy. Let's practice another one. Making a statement that is false and maliciously critical to the financial condition of an insurer is known as A, twisting, B, coercion, C, rebating, or D, defamation. What do you think the correct answer is when you are lying about a person or a business? If you guessed defamation, you are absolutely correct. Way to go. For our next question, when you are intending to restrict fair trade or create a monopoly, what is it known as? A, twisting, B, boycott, coercion, or intimidation, C, rebating, or D, defamation. If you guessed boycott, coercion, or intimidation, you are absolutely correct. Way to go. Finally, for our last question, when you accept a premium payment from a customer, you are acting as A, a fiduciary, B, an agent, C, an insurer, or D, none of the above. Take a guess at what you think the correct answer is. The correct answer is a fiduciary. When you are acting as a fiduciary, you are acting responsible for somebody else's money.